My dad does some business with Labombo, which also do...
yes, bananas,
yes.
We supply the bananas.
Yeah, and they, like, a very cool company, but
Yeah.
do not do what you guys are doing. So it's just interesting to see. No, so I just wanted to ask you guys, like, in terms of finding new clients and stuff, that's all obviously business. It's not a marketing objective. That's a business objective. So you don't send like a pitch, you don't send a marketing pitch. Do you like, it's more of a phone call kind of situation, or do you actually send like a video or a presentation where you, I don't know, I just want to see like where the line is, or if there is a line.
So we do have a presentation that we get,
So it's not just a phone
we like
call.
call it our wow pack, you know, which is like,
Okay.
basically it's a pack that you can either do it on a PowerPoint, or you could do it or we could print it out.
Yes.
And then it's effectively the profile of our business and how we do business, and you know,
Okay, so
and
that's what you do.
Yeah,
Okay, so you
yeah.
make an appointment and you go and you give them a full-on wow factor.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the idea. You know, we understand also, like with marketing for us, it's about just creating awareness around our brand. Actually.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a year or two where we actually chose to be everybody's second option in the marketplace and not their first option, because we understood that for people to move business from where they were to us was quite a big step in the trust relationship.
Yes.
So all we went and done is we just campaigned that we were around. And if you're unhappy, you know,
Give us a shout.
give us a shot.
Yeah.
And we did that. It was quite effective actually.
Yeah.
That we went and did this because it got everybody to know about it. So we
So you
also
chose that subtle approach.
absolutely
Yeah.
yeah. So it was more a case of like, you know, making calls, you know, dropping off and showing people this is what we do, this is our business, and not necessarily asking for the business.
Yes.
You know? And then what we understood also is that if we were really good with our presentation, people would use us as the benchmark to compare against the existing suppliers. And so what would then eventually happen over time is that they'd either become really disgruntled because they would start to realize like, hey man, this guy actually doesn't get here between 8 and 12 like
Yeah.
CB, you know,
Yeah.
promises, or they don't even give me like a guarantee on my fresh produce, or they don't, you know, they don't have somebody specific that can come and visit me, or they don't have a visuologist that, you know, is consulting like
Yeah.
when he does the delivery with you, you know, that
Yeah.
type of thing. So we kind of almost in a sense used our brand and our whole approach to set a benchmark in the industry.
Yes.
So that
Yeah, we were always we were always trying to sell our service rather than the product.
Yes.
Because as soon as you're happy with the product, you actually see the benefit of our service. We're there early, we can be there at 7 o'clock
Yeah.
or 8 o'clock in the morning, or we do 2 deliveries, or we can quickly run off and if you forgot to place an order, we can quickly send it
Yeah.
to you. Yes.
So you guys, like, you nailed that. There are a lot of people supplying fresh produce, but our service is unbelievable. Like,
Yeah,
what we
I think the
promise.
honest factor with them plays very well because,
Yeah.
as he said, they'd rather be second than be first. So the first, like the guy who's first, would be like, yeah, we the best in town. We'll do this for you, like this, like this, like that, and then they won't leave room
They
for
won't
failure.
follow.
Yeah, they won't leave room for disappointment.
if you're having an issue, you know, we become the people you come to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do it today. Eh? If they can't get something, we still have customers that don't generally buy from us. They'll call us up when they either have a very special function or they can't find something and they've exhausted all means and they call us up.
Yeah.
You know, or something like strange, like, you know, can you do that for me? You know, we're the company that can do that.
You're
for
the
you.
reliable ones, yeah.
So that's, you know, that's how we've kind of established, or that's how we've established
Yourself.
our services. You know.
You guys' follow through is amazing. It's just like the whole, every aspect is so
Thorough.
Yeah, so it's so thorough. And you said earlier, you said it's a bit OCD, but I mean, it just goes to show what that can create. I mean, it's such a cool brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that I suppose once you know, when you get to a point, or let me say, when you come to realize that something's been created, and you've spent a lot of work, and a lot of people within the business have spent work on it, we no longer, you know, or let me say, we almost become custodians of our brand.
Yes.
So we have a responsibility to get this brand out to a whole lot of other people
Yes.
and make it available to them.
Yes.
You know, so this brand has the ability to create work for people. You know, so the better we manage our business, the more opportunities
Yes.
we can give to people
Yes.
that want, you know, to grow up in a good business
Yes.
with a good brand. And we believe we like truly South African. Like if even the way we nailed it, like, you know what I mean, we're not trying to be something else here.
Yeah.
You know, like even the name, you know, like just if you really go deeply into it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we didn't want to be like Nike, or we didn't want to be like American. Like, you know, we like South African, like you know, the colors, the oranges, and you know, like all that type of thing.
Exactly.
Is like, it's very natural, and a lot of people relate to it. You know, so whether you're from like high LSM to low LSM, everybody can tell you. Even when I think Nicolette chose to put the monkey on all of our vans, when we did that, people would stand in the road.
All the kids.
Going
like, yeah,
yes,
they'd go
that's
like,
the
monkey.
So they'd go like,
That's super cool.
you know, so it's things like that you know, that engage with
Yes.
like, and so we're not a brand that discriminates either.
Yeah.
You know, like, so we're not like, you know, not to mention other companies, but there's certain like health brands or health shops and health companies where you actually almost think like, you know, you need to be like top LSM to even go walk in there.
Yes.
You know, the way they've set everything up. You know, I've been inundated with this question. Everybody asks me, do you guys sell bananas? You know, like how many people, and then I start thinking, you know what? We should actually just focus a big part of our business on only selling bananas. Seriously. Like to actually go into the marketplace. When I say the marketplace, so if you go into Spar, if you go into Woolies, if you go into, nobody has dominated the banana business.
Yeah.
In the retail space. Everybody's just sold bananas on behalf of something else, but nobody's actually become the
number
banana
one people,
expert
yeah.
in the fucking country.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. It's like, you know, you could become the benchmark and you have the name for it.
Yeah, you have
Just
the name
design
for it,
the box
that's right.
properly. Everybody be like, that's like the bananas. And everybody else's bananas, you know.
Yeah.
So we buy La Bomba bananas, and we
Yes.
do genuinely believe that's the best bananas.
Yeah, they are good
But
bananas.
they haven't positioned themselves in the retail space.
Yeah.
Like a company like ZZ2, for instance. So ZZ2 is a very
They're
dominant.
tomatoes, yeah. Like,
everybody
they
knows
are
tomatoes,
tomatoes,
right?
yeah,
But
exactly.
nobody knows about bananas.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like buying different bananas, and bananas are naturally organic anyway.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So because they grow wild or whatever the
Yes.
case is. You know, so it's like it's got everything going for it.
But no one's owned it.
No one's owned a banana yet. You know, and the banana is, I think, on the market. I think it's the third most sold. It's the top selling fruit in the country, and it's the third most traded commodity in this country after
Really?
potatoes and onions. Yeah.
And onions, yes,
Yeah.
onions.
So if you go on the Joburg market, you look at the top sellers. It's always bananas.
Joburg fruit market.
Fruit market, yeah, which is kind of the, you know, the
Yeah,
big-
that's where
you can
everyone
kind of
goes
see,
for their vegetables. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they then supplying like your neighboring countries like Zimbabwe, Mozambique, all buy off that market.
Number
You guys
one in
could
the
have
country.
such a...
Yeah. Action coach.
My mom, my
yeah.
mom's an action coach. They're business coaches, so they don't,
Okay.
she doesn't actually. It's not like she's not selling bananas.
Yeah.
But she's got construction companies that she like, and she helps them make their businesses so much more effective and influential and just grow and expand. So she doesn't actually do the constructing,
Yeah.
but she's helping them to, you know, as you're
Yeah.
saying, curate the business. kind
Curate,
of,
yeah. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, we deal with a lot of people like that. I mean, I still mentor quite a few people also, and it's fascinating how little people know about like business. Not because they don't have the ability, but because they're not willing to go through the pain of the experience. You know, so people like kind of get to a very early stage of their company and they like put their hands up like this isn't going to work.
But also, no one's teaching business. So you
Yeah.
go to university, you learn your skill set. So you learn to be a doctor, an engineer,
Yeah,
a scientist. That's what you learn. That's what you learn to do. You don't learn how to run a business.
Yeah.
And the skills to run a business are very different
Yes.
than the
The actual
skills to
theory.
be, you know, to actually do what you're doing in the business.
Yeah.
And then the only way that we've had up to now to learn how to run a business is through, as you said, the experience. Which,
Yeah.
when the tough going gets tough, the tough get going.
Yeah, yeah.
So but now we're moving into an era where actually teach us how to run a business as well as, I mean, that's why we've got e-coms so much more popular. But then there's still no practical experience. I mean, so what's
Yeah.
going to bring in that gap between?
I mean, we sponsored some UCT students, and what they call their what's the right name for it? They call it a cake sale.
Yeah.
Okay, so the MBAs, the guys who are doing their business degrees, I think it's in their final year. They've got to go look for sponsorship, and with the sponsorship, they've got to set up a business, or they've got to take a business. So they took our business, and they take like various businesses, and then the business then sponsors them the hardware or the equipment for the day, and sponsors them the ingredients to like kind of get the business, and then they, through the profits of that, they then generate seed capital, and then that seed capital goes to the SME to start for the new to start up. So we did this for 2 years in a row, and on both occasions when we sat with them and we spoke to them, I was fascinated how business students didn't know like some of the real basic fundamentals of running a business. And then more than that is like, you know, I went and I popped into the cake sale like at the last, it was about 3 weeks ago. Went to go and have a look, and you know, the guy that was like kind of like the team leader, like he was like there and he was like getting going, like he was doing. The rest of the Okies were like sitting down, and like a fundamental part of business is hard work.
Yes.
Like I mean, at which stage, you know, is somebody going to learn that?
And take that initiative.
Yeah, you know, so people like they come and they sit, and the students came and they sat and they spoke to us, and then they missed the fucking point.
Yeah.
You know, the point is like, you know, they have all these great ideas, but they don't have the ability to actually execute and take action, and to follow through and understand that from 6 in the morning up until 4 in the afternoon,
You're gonna be
it's going to be
Things are coming.
it's going to be a grind. You know what I mean? Like some of them were just like, oh no, it's like cooler for me to just sit here with the coffee section. You know, nobody's doing sales. Like I don't know if somebody like the penny dropped there. Like the whole idea, the concept of the whole day of being there is to make money. You know what I mean? So you make money at whatever cost.
Yeah.
And if that cost is your energy to stand behind a machine and scream out to people, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, you've got a captive audience walking all around the
Well, what they do nowadays is that they set up shop, you see it all over. And we have clients that do that as well. You walk into the shop. I looked at the shop the other day in the water, in Canal Walk, just opposite Checkers.
Yeah.
Top of the range, everything. Okay, like real high end. Nuts, coffee, and like really like, you know, bespoke type of offering. And I went and bought a coffee there, so I was attracted because the branding was pretty good and the shop looked very attractive. And when I walked into the shop, the first thing I noticed was like they have a 3-head coffee machine, okay, in a shop this size. Now, in order to sell enough coffee for a 3-head machine, you must be doing like something like 2,000 cups or something a day.
Okay.
That guy was never going to do that. So whoever sold him the machine, you know, so his input cost. His capex was out of the unrealistic to start with, you know, and I asked myself like, what happened? Is this like just somebody's like dream one day to open a shop or to blow cash or a hobby? Entrepreneurs become resentful, you know, they become resentful in that space that they've invested money in. Because it's not giving them a return. Ask me, I've become resentful in spaces where I put money in, and I've got to remind myself, listen,
it was your choice.
It was my choice. I've got to be patient with it. I've got to stick it out, you know, and eventually it will turn around. And that's how most business, because what you do also is that over time you evolve it. I mean, imagine we were still in the space that we were with our initial Comic Sans Excel. You know what I mean? It's like people look at it today and they're like, oh wow, you're fucking getting it right. If I showed you like our income statement, if I showed you our, you know, our artwork, if I showed you our invoices, the books we wrote in, you know, it'll be like chalk and cheese books to like that computer and that type of printing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But people don't see that. You know, people just see the end result, and this is unfortunate because
there's a lot of work in all of that.
So there's no like, I suppose there's no shortcut to it. And I don't know if maybe a model needs to be developed that millennials, you know, can
Do you
open.
think there is a model? Because I mean, we had one of the ex-CEO of Coke Global, Neville Isdell. He was amazing, and he said he started his chat and he said, don't ask me the formula for Coke. I don't know it, and don't ask me the formula for success because I can tell you that there isn't one. And then he went and he told us his story, and I mean, we've had that juxtaposed with a whole bunch of other successful people who've come in and spoken to us, and they have such different stories. So the minute you start looking for a model for one, there definitely tools that everyone can use to make it better. But I think the strongest thing that comes through with all of these is that personality, that passion, that, I mean, as you guys are saying, this brand that you're so committed to and convicted, you know, that seems to be the number one factor in how brands succeed, how they become so...
Well, I mean, Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called The Outliers.
Yes.
And in the book, it was established through like years of research and years of case studies and looking at it, that the only thing that differentiated success from people being not successful was hard work. It wasn't where you were from, what education you had. It was none of that. It was just hard work.
And why do you work hard?
Yeah.
Because you're driven.
Because you're driven, yeah.
You
You're
need
inspired,
to have
yeah.
something to have that drive. I mean,
Absolutely, it's like. So, I mean, also, like, the other common thing about successful entrepreneurs is that they generally had a very tough start to their lives. If you actually look back, you know, there's obviously there's other people that have, you know, that have inherited money, but that's a completely different case. That's an isolated type of thing. But if you look at entrepreneurs, the ones that have had a harder life growing up were the ones who were more desperate.
And they develop a bit of a thick skin.
Yeah, and they were like almost like, you know, like they had something to prove. I don't know. A question I'm asking is like, with millennials, are you looking? Because it almost feels like the generation is looking for a quick fix.
So everyone, but the thing is, I think when a lot of people look at millennials, you're looking at the varsity students. You've got to realize now, we're not just the varsity students anymore. Look at the next 8 years after that, 4 years, 5 years, and look at that set, because these people now, your 24-year-olds to 28-year-olds, are still millennials.
Yeah.
But look at what they're doing. Are they now working hard, or are they still looking for the quick fix? I think that's where the interesting case study is now, because everyone sees millennials as that kind of varsity generation, everyone's up for a good jaw. But actually, those were the first exposure everyone had to millennials, but those kids have all grown up. So what are they doing now? I think that's the really interesting case study for like real life application, is to see, are they looking for the quick fix, or are they actually doing something?
Yeah, and also through that period, like now we're doing our postgrad and already we able to come to talk to you about business. It's not like we're just waiting to graduate and be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to be an advertiser now. You know, you start while you're still learning, and you create your own path, you know, as you go. You can't just be waiting for someone to say, oh yeah, I'm looking for an advertiser. No, I start networking in the right circles. Now tomorrow I'm going to see you somewhere, Malcolm. You're going to be like, hey Malcolm, how are you? And then you're going to introduce me to someone else that's also in business, you know what I mean? So it shows that I picked up my own weight. She posted this in the whole group of our students. There's 60 of us. There's only 2 of us sitting there. You know what I mean? So it depends on the particular person, what they want.
Are you guys open to like
Yes.
Well, yes, you are. But to looking at more passive incomes as opposed to actually applying like we, you know, I've like almost traditionally, like my dad used to like go to work. You know, and I still feel like very obligated to go to work. No, you know, whereas maybe the next generation is not obligated to go to work; they just want to earn. So they want to do 1 or 2 things, and then have that as a stream of revenue. I spoke to someone a week ago.
Hybrid entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
That's the
so you actually just like,
that
because they created, they had a very, Adam from Fresh Bowl that time, and now Strangers Club. You know, they've now, I asked them what happened to Fresh, like the brand is, no, we still got it. They've just now changed the brand to like, more like your raw type of nuts and all that type of thing. And they just like put their brand on online. So now they earn revenue from that. They get a courier company, another company to pack them. They just use the brand, they put it on, and then they're now running Strangers Club, which is something else again, which has got a retail component to it. But ultimately they're building. He was just explaining to me about the online platform and how they're positioning that Fresh brand on the online space and the new brand that they're coming up with. And he's of that generation. He's like that age. I think he's just under 30. You know, so. So is that more of a
definitely people are realizing
avenues of revenue.
And also the passive income thing. So you're not just talking investments, you're actually talking like side projects that are going on while people are looking for flexibility of time. They realize
I was going to say, because your idea of hard work in your generation would be like, I'm cool, I wake up early but I'm gonna work till 12. That's hard work. Whereas like our generation might be like, wake up at 3, you work till 3. Like, you know what I mean? So like a 12-hour day is normal. You know, for you guys, it's like a 6-hour day is absolutely a lot of work for me. I can do a lot in 6 hours, but then I'm gonna go surfing, I'm gonna go running, you know what I mean? So that the whole social part of your life is very important to you.
So if you look at the ones that are actually working, they are actually working an 8 to 5 actually. And you look at, another aspect of those people are the ones that have all moved over to like England to go and work in London, and they've gone over. my cousin, he is working, he gets to work at 7 o'clock, he leaves at 10 o'clock. I mean,
Yeah.
he is working a shit day,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I've got many examples of that. So people aren't really documenting those ones. And you see a handful of people that are clocking off at 12 o'clock. But then what you don't see
But is
is...
there anything wrong with that? That's my question.
I don't know. I think...
Do you feel like there's anything wrong with that?
For myself,
If you could, like, here's so it's a scenario.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could make the same income in like 4 hours or 5, why wouldn't you?
100%. Definitely
Yeah.
would.
So you're comfortable with that?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for myself, I want to be in an environment where I'm bouncing off people. I mean, I think that's a personal thing.
Oh, well, I mean, some CEOs feel value in going for a run with another CEO.
Yeah.
And that's work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like drinking coffee at a certain time in the
And then
day.
there's still those-
You know, and then they're still doing business, but they're
They're
just
still
not like
working.
physically in the
At a
space.
desk,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was about to say, even the running is acquiring them money somehow.
Exactly,
That's why
yeah.
social living now has become a source of income for some people. There's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
influencers.
Social living, yeah.
So I'm still living my life, but I'm getting paid for it. I'm running, I'm getting paid to run. You know what I mean? I'm going to Luke Tells Roberts restaurant, but
Yeah.
the food is free.